big round of applause. These are our Students of Principals Award winners for the month of May. Boys and girls, great job. Keep it up. You may have a seat. Great group. And we are going to go right on with our Students of the Month from Mrs. Thomas's class, Olivia Clark. Olivia. From Mrs. Thomas's class, Michaela Gardner. Michaela. From Mrs. Franges' room, Chase Hoskins. Chase. From Mrs. Franges' class, Kirsten de Guzman. Kirsten. Kirsten. Stay right up here, sweetheart. From Mrs. Ryan's class, Elizabeth Tomlinson. Elizabeth. From Mrs. Ryan's class, Jaden Mitchell. Jaden. From Miss McGuffin's room, Elijah Stewart. Elijah. From Mrs. Mahoney's class, Sebastian Grenier. Sebastian.
First grade. Second's coming up.
From Mrs. Mahoney's class, Mark Popkoff. Mark. Mrs. Hepford's class, Taylor Sailing. Taylor. Also from Mrs. Hepford's class, Stephen White. Stephen. From Mrs. King's class, Ryan Pebbles. Ryan.
One more. Must be me, the last one.
From Mrs. King's class also, Savannah Brusso. Savannah.
Oh gosh, our teacher's right there.
Also from Mrs. King's class, Hosea Marrero. Hosea.
Oh, we're looking for
From Mrs. Engberg's class, Noah Party. Noah. Also from Mrs. Engberg's class, Allison Prekai. Allison. From Mr. Turpek's room, Alex Navarre. Alex. From Mrs. Gibson's room, Ethel Katari. Ethel. Also from Mrs. Gibson's class, Chimdi Anyanwu. Chimdi. From Mr. Madley's room, Andrew Seifert. Andrew. From Mrs. Ballou's room, Katie Sampson. Katie. For Mrs. Gamble's class, Diamond Turner. Diamond. Also for Mrs. Gamble's class, Daniel Poliquin. Daniel. For Mrs. Drzewka's room, Gina Marzolo. For Mrs. Presley's class, Lauren Lambie. Lauren. For Mrs. Jacobs' class, Layla Thompson. Layla. And for Mrs. Hayes' class, Yesha Vias. Yesha. Wow, look at this great group of Grandview boys and girls. All right. Keep up the good work, guys.